Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Secrets of the Sire. We do this every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, talkradio.nyc, and streaming live on Facebook, facebook.com/Secrets of the Sire. Welcome to all those out in Facebook land. Welcome to all those in podcast land who download us on iTunes and iHeart, on SoundCloud, on Google Play. Pretty much everywhere a podcast can be played is where we are, which is great. I'm your host, Mike Dolce. As always, I'm joined by...
Is it working this time?
we got live viewers. Yeah, we got live viewers.
Last time it was all right. So it's working. So
yes.
we can go right into our spiel.
Yes, please go into the spiel.
We don't have to mess around with the technical stuff.
Yeah, no, and we have a new setup here. It doesn't look different, but I'm like seated in a much better way.
Yeah.
And theoretically speaking, we can
have
have
you...
you're
looking all ethereal, like you're looking over into like the heavens. Over
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that what it is now?
Yeah.
Like I got that.
Yeah.
When I look at you.
Yeah.
So I can't look at you and look at and look at the camera at the same time.
All right. So that's kind of awesome. So
Yeah.
people will be happy with that. That's
my mom will be very happy. My mom is always like, you got to stare more into the camera.
Yeah, and smile
so now
more,
it kind of
right?
no.
Moms
She
always say
doesn't
you
care about
gotta
the smiling. I smile plenty. I'm a smiley kind of guy.
She's like, smile less. It's like just put your teeth away. I was like, smile less. People take you more seriously if you smile less.
Well,
no,
actually, they actually say that having a smile disarms people.
Really?
Yeah, like if you're smiling, no matter what, like you could be delivering like the worst news in the world, but if you're smiling when you do it, it's not as harsh. Be like,
what if you're grinning? What if you're like,
you're like, well, North Korea just bombed us. But you see with the smile.
See, I'd be like, what the heck, dude?
Yeah.
Why are you smiling? Now I'm going to punch you.
Yeah.
Smile earns you a punch in the face.
We talk comics, movies, TV, and pop culture.
And Korea.
Every Wednesday night. Call in if you'd like to. We love the call-in people. We love people chiming in on Facebook, so please comment throughout the whole show. The call-in number is 877-480-4120. We have a fantastic show tonight. We have a really, really great just overall show. We got a great guest. We got Nicholas Brendon, played Xander on Buffy.
What's Buffy?
Yeah, what's Buffy?
That?
We've never talked about Buffy before.
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
So he'll be on the third segment. He'll be talking about the 20-year anniversary of the show.
Yeah.
It is 20 years old. Technically, the 20th anniversary was like in January. It was like a mid-season replacement.
Right.
So it's not like
90, but it was 97.
But it was 97.
It was 1997.
So we're just past the... I mean, technically, if you go by the years, it's 20 years. No matter what, 20 years is good.
Yes. Many things happen in 1997.
Oh, my God. I graduated high school. Yeah.
Really?
Dated myself. Well, not in high school.
You dated yourself?
Yeah, but
I figured.
I just dated myself.
I figured.
No, I date myself every night.
Yeah, I figured. You kind of have that kind of face.
But yeah, no, so 97 graduated high school, started college. I was a freshman. I was a college frashman 20 years ago.
Graduated high school in 97.
Why
am I on this show? Not my age.
I ask myself every day. I don't know how you even get in. like,
Sam keeps letting me in.
Sam keeps buzzing you in.
Yeah,
he thinks we have like a deal or something.
Yeah, he does.
I'm just really
he
nice.
thinks that contract is real.
I smile every time I try to kick you out, and you just don't believe me.
Yeah, because
so
you're disarming me with the
right,
smile.
Exactly right. I'm like,
don't disarm me with the
disarm
smile.
you with a smile.
No.
Good segue though, because in a couple weeks we got Billy Corgan coming on. So
yes, we do.
So see,
I can't think about the Smashing Pumpkins or like Buffy. I can't think about the 90s. I get really nostalgic for the 90s.
Are we nostalgic? You know what? I had a whole plan for today because we got New York ComicCon coming up starting tomorrow. You can actually check both of us out at a panel on Friday.
Yes.
You can check me out all weekend long at booth 1166.
They coming to check you out. Hey, check me out.
Well, buy stuff. I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, look, I am being subtle here.
Just say that.
Look, I need to make some money here. You know?
But they're coming to buy you.
Well, they're going to buy the cover that you drew for Sire Phaser. Crossover.
Hopefully.
Limited to 25. Actually, it's limited to like 23 because a couple of people that...
It's so limited, I don't even get one.
You'll get one. You'll get one.
By the time I'll get it home, it'll be creased and all
You'll
messed
get
up.
one.
I'm like, oh.
But no, let's do a little 90s nostalgia here real quick because I actually kind of like that. It's kind of a cool thing to do. Like 1997.
It's a soapbox for me.
Chime in. We got Greg Matisoff. We got Brian Phillips. We got Stephanie Dolce. Which is actually my mom. My sister's on, don't get me wrong, but she signs on for my mom. My mom doesn't have a Facebook account, thank God. So chime in. Let me know. 1997. Where were you? What were you doing? Please share if you're on Facebook right now. Please share the live feed. The more shares we get, the more feeds it ends up in, and the more we can all kind of talk about where we were in 1997 when Buffy the Vampire Slayer debuted. I was graduating high school in June. I was starting college in August. Just amazing times. But we're going to start today with New York ComicCon 2017. And I told you, Hassan, I had a great way to frame this, right? So on this show, we've kind of talked about the Comic-Con thing, right? We've talked about our Comic-Cons, like, if a Comic-Con is like that cool hangout spot you used to hang out in college. We'll go back to the college thing, right? It's like that bar you discover, because that's what it feels like, right? It feels like this place where you and your friends, like, hey, they got $2 drinks.
Yeah,
and,
like the little downstairs candy shop.
Yeah,
telling you
right.
about earlier.
It's like this place, and you just start going to it, and then all of a sudden, all these people start discovering it, and you got this like thing. And it's like this happening.
Yeah, but
thing.
they're all in your space now. Sometimes.
Yes, there
Sometimes
is.
you have to share
and
it.
now all of a sudden you have to share this secret that you had with other people. So there was part of us, over the last year and a half of doing this show, anytime New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con, we'd ask the questions, is the con bubble bursting? I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that because I think the content of what is at a Comic Con is good enough that when there's a big movie like Wonder Woman, like Spider-Man Homecoming, like Guardians 2, even for all the bad press it's getting, Justice League, and the hype that Thor is getting, I think people are really excited. Deadpool 2, they're going to want to learn about that.
Yeah.
Walking Dead, they want to learn about that stuff.
Star Wars,
Star Trek. This is a big year. So I think the answer to the question of whether the bubble burst or not is not the right question, because in essence, it basically boils down to any good story, any good movie, any good TV show. Look, if it's good, if you got stuff, I'll take even the baseball playoffs because I'm a big sports fan. The Yankees are fun to watch now. People are watching the playoffs because it's a fun thing to watch. So people are going to be involved, using that analogy, in Comic-Cons. They're going to go to Comic-Cons. They're going to get excited by what's at the Comic-Con.
Right.
That's what it is. So I don't think it's a question of, is the bubble going to burst? Look, people's tastes are going to change. People's tastes are going to kind of like, some people might look at it and go, a third Thor movie? Really? We have to do a Thor? After
it's going to become a different
the
thing.
Enthusiasm. Look, you can't keep going to the same bar.
No.
Eventually it does get old.
Eventually you're going to be like, this beer is skunky.
However, you'll keep going back to a bar one way or the other. So I think
find another bar.
Ultimately that's right.
Hole.
I think that's the question. So instead of framing it as that, I want to ask you a question. Walking Dead is hitting its 8th season now. It's already topped. It's 100 episodes. This is right around the time that it kind of fades a little bit. Most TV shows when they reach. Now they're in their 8th season. Eight seasons. Even though only 100 episodes, still it's 8 years long. The cast tends to get a little restless. Look at X-Files, right? X-Files by season 8, Mulder's gone, right? I'm just using that as an example. Yeah. Season 8,
I can't think of too many shows that went past season 8.
Like Friends was a really popular show, and once in a while,
NYPD Blue, Cheers.
Yeah.
It's a very small list of shows.
Yeah,
that went
and Walking Dead is kind of like that Comic-Con staple. Again, it's that meat that people always want to go back to. It's like what Buffy was in the 2000s, right? Anytime there was a Buffy guest, huge line. It was huge. And the show ended in 2003, if I recall correctly, which I do. But you could see James Marsters. You could see a David Boreanaz sighting. Sarah Michelle Gellar went to Comic-Con. It was a big thing. And that lasted for several years after.
Yeah.
What's the next Comic-Con staple? What's going on? Like Arrow is kind of in that funny place too. They're in the 5th season. They're not new. It's not the new bar. It's not the new drink that you drink at the bar. What's the new drink at the bar that you think is going to be the big draw in the next couple years? And we'll tie it into what they can actually see now. What you say doesn't have to be at the show this weekend. It doesn't necessarily have to be. They don't have to have a guest there. But what do you think is the big thing that's going to keep people coming back year in and year out? What's that new drink? What do you think?
Oh, that was a genuine question?
That was a genuine question.
Usually you ask me a question and I'm about to answer and then you cut to a break. So...
It's good timing. We have to go when we come back. No, this is good. I'll throw a couple things out to you.
There's...
unless you have it. You have it? No, I didn't know if you were struggling or not.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Struggling?
Yeah.
That's insulting, yes. I was struggling a little bit. Go ahead.
Were you struggling?
No.
Okay, so then what were you going to say?
I don't know. Like, we had a back and forth, me and Pat Chan, about, like, Stranger Things.
That's a good one, yeah.
Shows And I do believe, like I said, like I had said at the time, that I think it's going to be a little diminished because I think the nostalgia for the first season and then the second season, I don't think the show is going to lose its popularity. I just don't think it's going to be a phenomenon anymore because now once you get into season 2, but I still think it's going to be big, and I think
how weird
I think it's going to be stuff like that.
How weird is it going to be when those kids get a little bit older and they're like teenagers going to Comic-Cons? Like, it's got to be kind of like a Beatles mania kind of thing for them, right?
Like I said, like last year, we went to see. I was with Mark, and we went to see Shin Godzilla.
Yeah,
and all 4 of them were sitting right in front of us because he and I were sitting there. We were just waiting for the film to start. It's a whole bunch of people every now and then, and it's like one of those situations where you notice like a pattern change. Like why are so many people just coming up to these particular people and and stopping and saying something to them, Yeah. And then I looked down, I noticed it's all 4 of them, and they look exactly like in the show.
Sure.
And they're sitting in the same order that they.
Sure.
You know how like in television shows they usually stand you around in a particular order for it to be more visually pleasing. So they were actually sitting in that order, and I'm like, oh, those are the kids from
Stranger Things. Yeah.
And Mark's like, what? Which show? So that was the end of that. But the bottom line was, it was a phenomenon. Like there were moguls.
I tend to side with you though in that debate.
Lumineers.
I tend to side with you in the debate, right? Because I think the reason that Stranger Things 1 was so good was it was fresh and nostalgic at the same time.
Yeah. And it wasn't a comic book. It was its own like kind of secret intrigue. A lot of people are afraid of building their own world and putting their own intrigue in. People are adapting a lot of information from books like Game of Thrones and Outlander, or comic books and stuff like that. So they're getting their information from proven franchises.
Yeah.
So now we're having Stranger Things. It just comes out of nowhere. Some guy thought this up, proposed it. They wrote the season. They cast it. They filmed it, and it came out, and it turned into a hit.
Yeah.
So it's like for a lot of people from the today world, from the now times, this thing kind of just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It hatched in a nursery or something like that. So. I think it's going to be stuff like that in the future. It's going to be shows it's going to be these kind of homespun shows that... Streaming
services are changing everything. Yeah. And I love sounding dumb and obvious. I'm like, well, social media changed everything. And live streaming is changing everything. Yeah. I am so wise and knowledgeable from my perch here.
My only issue with like Netflix and some of these other things is they seem to be very quick to try to become the norm.
Sure.
Instead of staying
but that's the art of today, isn't it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they don't realize they're going to murder their own, their goodwill by becoming the norm.
Sure.
You want to stay the outlier as long as possible. That's where the money is.
Yeah. All right, when we come back, keep them coming on the Facebook feed. If you want to call in, talk to us, 877-480-4120. Again, if you're listening to us on the podcast, you don't call in because this has already been over. You can call. Sam will pick up the phone. He's very nice to talk to, but you won't actually be on the show. If you call now, live, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern as we start, you will be. I want to know 2 things. What do you think is going to be the big Comic-Con thing that's going to last? The lingering thing that's going to be the big draw going forward? It could be a movie. It could be a movie franchise. Like Deadpool might have legs to a point, but maybe not. And then I also kind of want to know, where were you in 1997 when Buffy made its debut? And it will segue very nicely into our Nicholas Brendon conversation coming up on the show.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
Who do you want to connect with?
Are you an entrepreneur or intrapreneur looking to build your following?
Welcome to our show.
Follow Me Friday with Joan
and Priya.
Tune in every Friday at noon Eastern
on talkradio.nyc.
We're your digital connectors. Woo woo! What's that?
Talking Alternative Radio, 24 hours a day.
I want to know you're good. I want to know why, what you thought was the shining star in this movie.
The seat that I was sitting in the theater was very comfortable.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot of sticky stuff on the floor, which I hate.
I hear you.
People talking behind me, but people always talk behind me. Wherever I go, and it's the same two
Didn't
people.
we have this conversation after a while?
Yeah.
The problem is you.
Yeah.
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. We do this every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. I want to give some love to our patrons out there. If you go to patreon.com/Secrets of the Sire.
Love is for fools.
By the way, we don't do enough hyping of the Patreon account, which we should, because there's some really cool things you can do. For $1 a month, you get your name spoken on air, like our dedicated fans Einar Peterson, Matt Byer, Ashley Haikai, our program director Stephanie Dolce, our executive producers Steve Ovecki, Brian Phillips, and Christina Gillen, and as always, our Uber fan who just went to sleep. She just texted me, Christina Dolce.
Well, she's not an Uber fan then.
She's earned her Uberness, so she's kind of like taking it for
Uber
granted.
means you pay attention to every episode. So if she's skipping this one to go to sleep, that's going to cost her Uber status.
To be fair, and I'm feeling it too, our son decided at 4:30 was the time to wake up this morning. Now, I brought this on myself. For
having kids?
Yes, it does not do well if you're trying to... It's not a good idea if you want to do anything in life.
I got you.
But he's been sick the last few weeks, and so his sleep pattern has actually been every 2 hours. The last week, every 2 to 3 hours, he's been up. Okay, not good.
That sounds exciting.
Last night, he went to bed at 8:30 and just went out, boom, and then didn't make a peep. And I'm up at 3 in the morning, 3:30, because my body's now used to getting up every 2 hours, and I'm like, he hasn't said anything. And if you've ever been a parent or owned a dog, you feel this way.
It's one of those two. It's not.
It's either or.
It's either dog or parent.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If you're basically taking care of a living thing.
Yeah. I got cats.
I say, God, I haven't heard him all night. I'm sure he's fine, but because I've heard him every 2 hours, 3 hours the past few nights,
going on.
Something's wrong. I don't want to go check because I don't want to wake him up at the same time.
Right.
Just please let me know he's okay. So I brought this on myself at 4:30. He sprung up and woke up.
You asked God to check on your baby for you?
Yes.
Why didn't you just...
Well, because again, it's the quandary.
You were afraid of waking... So God...
The quandary was this.
So God said, hey, kid, you sleeping? And the kid woke up, and now you got to put up with it.
Yes.
That's what happened.
Yes. No, exactly. I brought it on myself.
God does not do anything subtly.
No, he does not.
So I don't know why you expected him to tiptoe into your baby's room to check it.
Correct. So all said and done, my wife falling asleep tonight, I think it's okay that she's asleep.
Fair enough.
I want to be asleep right now, but we have the show that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And it's very good.
This darn show.
All right, so we had some people chime in. Stephen Conroy said, wakey, wakey. Josh Lucas said he was 10 in 1997. If I recall correctly, I was into fast cars and fast girls.
That's it.
That is honestly the best answer. Boy, I really started out with the best. That's terrible. How will they ever compete with that? I don't know. It's not gonna,
it's bad. 97 was it was a crazy year, and the sevens are always a strange year. What is that?
I'm giving my own drops.
Yeah, the sevens are always a crazy time.
Yeah.
So I forgot how old I was in 97. I was old. I was older than 10. was way older.
Yeah. So for everyone,
I was into fast cars and fast women.
For everyone just joining us, we got Nicholas Brendon coming up next segment. Buffy the Vampire Slayer celebrating 20 years.
Which started in 1997.
Which started in 1997.
Listen, the 90s were just a great time. I'm sorry. And everybody thinks that the time that they grew up in was the greatest time ever, so I am no different. I am not saying the 90s was better than any
it
other
was.
time.
It was better.
It was.
Like, it just was. Like, I've lived through everything else. Like, I know this is,
Well, it was certainly better than the double aughts and the 2010s, the 20 teens. That it's this is crap what we're going through now. You guys growing up now, the millennials, you got no music, you got no television, you got no entertainment, you got nothing.
Oh, it's there, but it's there for like 2 seconds.
It's there for 2 seconds.
And then you're on to the next thing.
If it's there at all,
yeah,
you got to go find it.
Nothing's organic, I think, anymore.
Nothing's
organic.
Nothing
I mean, nothing organically builds to it.
Nothing is.
Ironically, in 20 years, the millennials of today are going to be like, "Wow, you kids in 2037 don't have it like we did in 2017."
So screw that.
You'll be dead,
huh? I'll be long. Yeah, hopefully.
I will milk your death for 6 months. Like, there will be promos.
By then.
There will be, like, things
20 years
going
from
on.
now? You're going to wait for 20 years?
No, I'll push you in front of traffic. I was like, it was an accident.
You heard it here, folks.
It was an accident, folks. Now tune into my show as we mourn the death of my loving co-host.
There'll be 3 people. We're chime in. When you getting a new host?
Yeah.
There'll be a line of auditions.
I'll be like that ex-wife who has 7 husbands, and they all die under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah.
And the 6th husband or the 7th husband wouldn't look at their history and be like, do I want this? Have I seen this
Every
movie?
time there's a
Do I
slight
know how it's
ratings
gonna?
There'll be a dead host. Whoops. He stepped right in front of a train. Who does that? That's so strange.
To be fair, I said if I was the one that got hit in traffic, I want you to milk my death for 6 months too. So it's equal opportunity. It's good stuff.
I would milk your death no matter what. Even if I wasn't on the show, I'd be like, hey man, that guy's dead.
Brian Phillips.
I knew that guy.
Brian Phillips, one of our esteemed patrons, our executive producer, in fact, he said in 1997 he was in high school, got his driver's license.
High school.
All he cares to share about on Facebook.
That's a pretty good answer right there.
How much? I will
honestly disclose my age. I was 24.
Okay.
So imagine that. 24 years old in 1997. Think of the trouble you could get into.
Yeah.
And I got into.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of trouble.
1997. Stephen Conroy said Austin Powers. So either he was watching Austin Powers in 1997 or he was Austin Powers in 1997.
Well, either way, he's got a time machine, so he could pull it off.
That's when Mike Myers was funny. Remember?
That was back when Mike Myers was funny.
The last time he was funny was when he was standing next to Kanye West. That was the last time he was funny.
Looking
petrified and horrified. But don't you worry, we will find a TV show from 2005 that is celebrating an anniversary and say, what were you doing in 2005? All right. New York ComicCon's this weekend. A lot of really great show, a lot of great stuff. We were talking about what is going to be the next definitive thing. I think Stranger Things is a very good answer. So please chime in on that if you're on the Facebook feed. Again, you can call in 877-480-4120. Nicholas Brendon is going to be on next segment. He was in Wizard World Chicago. Again, props to the Wizard World Chicago people for setting that up. But New York ComicCon's this weekend. Big things. I'm going to give you a rundown, and you're going to tell me, Hassan, what you think is the must-see thing, right? So I got a few things. Michael Rooker Spotlight. So fresh from his turn as Mary Poppins Yondu in Guardians 2, as well as having spent a considerable time as the redneck you love to punch on Walking Dead, Rooker's bound to have amusing anecdotes and plenty of juicy behind-the-scenes tidbits to share.
Yeah, he's kind of a crazy guy.
He's wild at these shows, though. Yeah. He actually walks around the convention center most of the time.
Yeah.
And he has a herd of people around him. His camera's going, and he loves it. He milks it. He's a smart dude, though. He knows.
He's one of these hard-working actors for a long time who've been in everything, but never really got a lot of recognition until recently.
Yeah.
Until Merle.
Yeah.
And of course, because he was in Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
He had a starring role in Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
And that didn't even propel him.
No.
To
be fair,
he is propelled
nothing
now.
in that movie propelled anybody.
No,
it might have hurt Stallone.
No, yeah,
it might have
repelled him. It
might have damaged him.
But I mean, after Merle, he became a true household name.
Yeah,
and then now that Yondu
Yeah.
I mean, that just put him over the top.
So,
and Yondu was a great role for him.
Last year they had the Deadpool panel at Madison Square Garden. This year they have the Walking Dead panel there. Yeah. Again, Walking Dead is great, but it's in its 8th season. I mean, is it time that last season turned off a lot of people, myself included. I still have 4 episodes left to watch because I'm just not that excited.
I was not interested last season.
Yeah.
After they killed Glenn, I was like, okay. And then this guy monologued an entire season and strutted around.
But
and
I don't
there's nothing
fault
scary
them.
or menacing about this guy. So why can't we just get rid of it?
I don't fault them, though. I mean, at the same time, like that is who he is in the comic book. I mean, he basically, a lot of his dialogue was taken right off of that.
That's fine.
That lends to my argument as to why I think Robert Kirkman's not that great a writer. He's a very good plotter. He's a very good character writer. His dialogue, though, in the comics,
Really?
Well, people are complaining about what's his face's Negan's monologues. Everyone monologues in that book, like everyone does, and it's not like poignant monologues. It's not like they're teaching you things
just going
or
on
learning.
and
They're like we need to get supplies. Okay, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go over to that stockpile. You're gonna get the truck. I need you over there. Get the guns over here. We're gonna run into some walkers. And this is all like one word balloon.
Yeah.
This is like one monologue, and it's like, dude, just.
He doesn't understand the rule of 24.
You literally could just put a word balloon and be like, we need to go get supplies. Just move it along. Move it along. Here's one for you on Saturday.
Well, wait now.
Oh, okay.
You asked a question.
I did.
Did you?
Did I? No, I don't know.
Yeah,
if I did.
you did about The Walking Dead.
Oh, sure.
So anyway,
I feel empowered now.
Yeah. Slow down, Chief. It's just
smiling. It's disarming.
Yeah, I'm not disarmed. I'm armed. I'm armed to the teeth. It's not going to slow down.
Yeah.
Not. It's a phenomenon. It's going to go on and on. It is the only show that AMC has. It's the bread and butter for AMC.
They've got a couple other.
Nah.
They got Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, so anyway, they don't have anything else, right? They had Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad ended. They have Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
And they have the Walking Dead.
Yeah. I
don't watch either one of them at the moment. But I know Better Call Saul is a great show that I will eventually see.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's, I think it's got at least 2-3 more years in it.
Yeah.
Before, I mean, it's going to get to at least 10 before anybody starts talking about getting rid of it. And so...
I think so too, bro. Scott Fortier joined us on the show. Said if Walking Dead goes away, what will they put on the New York City badges, the New York ComicCon badges? It's very, very.
That's a unique problem.
It's very true. They'll find something. Here, how's this for a panel to watch though? There's 2 of them, right? What about Star Trek Discovery? So they have a Star Trek Discovery panel. It's funny. One of our friends, our old co-workers at Wizard, Jeff Hannis, posted online. He's a big Star Trek guy, huge fan. And he said the first 2 episodes were terrible. The 3rd episode was amazing. And I just read a review at Entertainment Weekly saying the exact same thing. And it's got some legs to it, and it's got a really good thing.
It's been getting some really good reactions by the camps that I've been following. More so than anybody expected. Everybody expected the fact that it was a pay TV situation,
sure,
and the bad blood that CBS had incurred with the fans.
Yeah,
that would be very crippling for it. But people are starving for entertainment.
Yeah,
and it's decent entertainment. It's a beautiful show. Even if the writing is a little wonky and shaky, it is a beautiful show. I think the 3rd one did solidify a lot of things. Mm-hmm. It kind of locked itself in a little bit. So we'll see. I'm sure everyone's going to stick with it. If it keeps it up and if it gets more intense, then it could be pretty substantial by the end of this year.
All right.
The first year.
When we come back, we're going to keep talking to your Comic-Con, but we're going to welcome Nicholas Brendon, Xander from Buffy, coming on next.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
If you have an interest in marijuana, you want to know about marijuana, law, policy, and culture, then feel free to join me, Joseph A. Bondi, every Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning on my show In the Know 420 on TalkingAlternative.com.
Legalize the herb to continue to resist the passage of this necessary legislation.
Hi, this is Rob Kay,
And I'm Callie Alpert.
and we're hosts of The Rob and Callie Show. Are you looking for a show that talks about real stuff like life, love, the pursuit of being yourself?
Then you have come to the right place, because we cover topics ranging from chivalry to gratitude to your relationship with money and everything in between.
So listen to us on The Rob and Callie Show, Tuesdays, 8 to 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on talkradio.nyc.
Talking Alternative Radio, 24 hours a day.
That might have been the best thing you've ever said, period. Like on the show. I mean, we're not even talking about like your opinions, they're okay. Segue, boom.
Yeah.
That's where the money's made, my man.
You know what? Now I'm going to end every sentence with boom. Boom. And that's what I do.
Exactly.
Boom.
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 All right. That's enough. That's old already. This show doesn't work when we agree.
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. We do this every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, talkradio.nyc. We stream live on facebook.com/Secrets of the Sire. You can download our podcast after the fact. We're usually up. I'm trying to get it up there Thursday nights now. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
really
That's
trying to get that in there. We're on
Friday's
iHeart,
a good day to come
iTunes.
out, though.
I know, it is.
It's a weekend. It's for
We're
everybody.
testing. We're always testing
For
here.
kids.
iTunes, iHeart, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud. I want to welcome a few people to the Facebook feed. We had Suzanne Makula Badawi had joined us. Vicky Belasco.
Welcome.
Craig Ashrin.
Welcome.
Joining us as well, too. We had some new
Happy
faces.
to have you here.
Andre Mirialis.
Thank you for your visit.
I don't know what that was right there. That was like half Russian and half Spanish.
Yeah.
That was like a Russian and a Spanish.
That's the best accents I do.
That's it.
Yeah, they don't make any sense. They're kind of
Ranish.
Yeah.
Or Sprussian. It's a Sprussian, right? That's the winner right
they're
there.
kind of a punch. They're like a mix. They're an alchemy of many other dialects.
Okay, well, we talk comics, movies, TV, pop culture. We do this every week. We were talking New York
Every
ComicCon.
week.
We were talking New York ComicCon coming up, the panels. We were also talking about 1997.
1997.
Where were you in 1997 when Buffy debuted? Because our next guest, really excited. Again, want to give a shout out to Jerry Milani, Wizard World Chicago. Go check out the Wizard World shows. They definitely know how to pack in the celebrity guests. And we were fortunate enough to get access to them. So we want to give them the proper thanks. And without further ado, here's our interview with Nicholas Brendon. So, Mike Dolce here from Secrets of the Sire, your comic book movie podcast. I've got Nicholas Brendon, Buffy the Vampire Slayer extraordinaire at Wizard World Chicago. Nicholas, first of all, it's been 20 years since Buffy's been around, but the fan response is still just so tremendous. I mean, how does that make you feel to be a part of something that's kind of lingered and lasted this long?
It makes me feel like a god. It's, it's just a testament to, to my acting, really. It's all about me. It's odd. It's wonderful, but it's odd, you know? I mean, I get it, because I love the show as well, but it's just, it's a weird thing, yeah.
So I caught you guys at the Wizard World Philly Buffy reunion panel, and a lot of people came up and said, yeah, we grew up when we were little kids actually watching it, and now they've become fans. You know, what does that do for you? Like, what kind of reaction do you get when you see like a new generation just discovering the series?
Well, like the kids of the people that watch the show, it's nuts. Yeah, I mean, it's in part why Fox is doing merchandise again, because there's a whole different, like, there's just a whole. It's just really. I mean, God bless when it was on Netflix and Hulu and but I mean, it's weird, man. It's just really weird.
Give me your best. Give me your go-to memory moment from being on the show, both as your character moment and just behind the scenes with the actors.
Oh man, I mean, that's tough.
I asked the hard questions.
You know what I mean? I mean, character moment. Fudge. Shit.
It's good. We can curse on this. It's good.
I don't. I mean, there were so many moments. It's really hard to pick one.
What's your favorite episode for Xander?
For Xander, probably the Zeppo. Easily hands down. Yeah, but I also really enjoyed Buffy versus Dracula. I like playing Renfield a lot. Okay, yeah. Favorite episodes, Once More with Feeling.
How was that for you doing the musical episode? I mean, I think everyone had their own fears. I know. Willow, didn't even want to really sing at all.
I didn't. I was like, bring it on. I mean, if I sucked, it didn't really matter because I wasn't hired to be a singer or a dancer. I happen to not suck, but yeah, I didn't understand like what the hubbubaloo was about. It's just kind of I had a good time with it. So yeah.
You did some writing for some of the Dark Horse comics as well too, in comic book writing. What's your experience with the comic book writing, and is it something you want to be doing more of? Did you enjoy kind of being the maestro as opposed to just kind of acting out the character parts?
Yeah, it was great because I would like have these ideas, and then I would call or text my writing partner and say, hey, what do you think about this? Because one of them we had a bridge episode we had a one-off where I said, like, what if Giles, who was a kid, what if he becomes normal Giles again, but realizes he likes being a kid better? So we did like a whole episode on that, and then there was one I was in Paris, and I came up with this really kind of just big vampire who was depressed, and he committed suicide by impaling himself on the Eiffel Tower, which we then did with the building in San Francisco with the monster, because I pitched it. I was like, that's a great idea. So yeah, so it's neat having ideas and then seeing them come to fruition.
So I've written I write comics, and I wrote a comic for Image Comics with a fellow who does producing work in Hollywood, and he said, boy, I love comics because it's so immediate. Like there's no like having to go through 15 million hoops. It's just, this is it, and you get your idea out and you're done, and so people seem to like love that aspect.
Yeah, it was like weeks. We would kind of have the idea, and then all of a sudden, we would finish the script, and then they would have it all, drawn up. So yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And seeing the art kind of come into life too. I mean, is that I know as a writer that was always my favorite part, to see like what the artist actually did interpreting my vision.
Yeah, because I think we had like 3 or 4 different artists that were doing. We had one main artist for our stuff, but yeah, it's Christos, my writing partner, who was more of the writer. He was much more specific with notes to the artists. It would be like, hey, maybe, it would be like a suggestion.
Are you following the comics now?
I mean, I have, and the new one is it out yet?
I don't know if it is or not. I'm like switching.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's only 10. 10. I always want to call them episodes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely can.
So it's I'll be looking forward to
So the reason I ask is, does it feel weird to see? Oh, yeah, come on. Does it feel weird to see yourself as an artist representation? Like,
it's weird. I mean, I wasn't a huge comic book fan when I was a kid. So if I was, I can only imagine I'd be like creaming my shorts. But it's definitely kind of a neat thing to say, that I am in comic book form.
I'll hit pause. That's actually a really great segue into the next question, too. So you've been doing these Wizard World tours. You do the Comic-Con tours. What's your like most memorable fan experience that you've had so far to date?
Yeah, I know it's. I'm very open about my depression, so it's nice interacting with my fans and kind of opening up that dialogue. And I hug all my fans, so it's just nice to kind of just have all of us be there for each other in regards to that.
I mean, it's a sensitive topic, but I mean, is there something you can say to the people out there, words of encouragement, something like that, who might be dealing with the same thing?
Yeah, depression fucking sucks. I mean, it's just kind of, it's good to talk about. It's because it's not as sexy. It's not sexy. It's an isolator, and so I just felt, and it really, I didn't know the response that I would get when I did open up about it, but it's been great, and I think it's helped all of us, the community.
I think absolutely. Anytime you can kind of share that stuff, it works. All right, we're gonna do cheesy questions. Cheesy question number 1: superpower you wish you had.
A shrinking penis. Okay. It's always huge. It's always engorged. I wish it would shrink.
You want to see how the other half lives. Yeah, I don't get it. It makes sense. Superhero you would love to play in a Marvel movie. Or DC. We won't discriminate.
Okay. Batgirl.
Better to be a hero or a villain?
Hero.
And you already said Batgirl, so I think we're kind of out of that.
A hero that's also a villain. How's that sound?
That completely, you just blew the minds of everybody. Any closing thoughts? Anything you got coming up you want to plug? Anything?
I've got a movie named Redwood that's premiering today in the UK, and start shooting a movie called Judgment in about a month. So yeah.
And what's Judgment about?
I play a killer minister.
That fits it fits the whole motif. It works really great. Nicholas Brendon, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, thank you very much.
That was Nicholas Brendon from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Again, want to give our props out to Jerry Milani at Wizard World Chicago.
That guy's,
oops, there goes my whole
something
thing.
Special. We got to keep that guy.
Nicholas Brendon is great, and he's a staple at these Comic-Cons. So, I mean, it's just, like, it's great. Like, I believe you'll see him at New York Comic Con, but you'll definitely see him at all the Wizard World tours, so go check him out. 20 years of Buffy. We're going to talk about that a little bit when we get back. We're going to talk, where were you in 1997? We got more responses from folks. I like hearing it. Give me some like juice though. Give me some dirt. Like I want a funny.
No one's going to give you dirt.
Well, they might
on a Facebook video.
They might.
They'll all be fired tomorrow.
Well, that's true.
That's what happens when you start dirting on Facebook.
Well, that's what we like to do. So that's what we do here.
Fired.
We get people fired.
Yeah.
Actually, we have a rule with our guests though. We don't get them fired, but our listeners, they're fair game.
Yeah. Well, we don't respect them like we do our guests.
And when we come back, we'll go spinning the racks.
Okay.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
Are you into comics, movies, and pop culture at large? What about music and TV? Then you're in for a treat. This is Michael Dolce, your host on TalkingAlternative.com. I've been professionally writing comic books, screenplays, and music articles for almost 15 years. Catch my show, Secrets of the Sire, at its new primetime slot, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and get the inside scoop on the pop culture universe you love to talk about. For more info, go to secretsofthesire.com.
TalkingAlternative.com.
Segment 3, we've got American Pie's Thomas Ian Nicholas, who unfortunately is flying to Wizard World Chicago as we speak.
How did you do that?
That's the mystery of podcasting. Plus a very enormous cell phone bill.
We didn't make a deal to pay, right?
No.
Okay, good.
We don't make every second we are on the air, we are losing money.
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. Managed to make it an entire show without the Facebook feed going out.
Wow. Yeah, for the first time in 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
3 weeks?
2-3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
maybe Facebook's got their act together.
Well, maybe
That's
Facebook
nice.
realizes that we are a very important operation that clearly makes no
Yes,
money and
that-
has no
That
real
requires
standing in anything.
no attention
Yeah,
whatsoever.
none.
None. Yeah.
We, again, want to thank Wizard World Chicago. I want to thank Jerry Milani. Want to thank Nicholas Brendon for coming on the show. I'll click the damn desk. if I
Don't
want
click
to.
the desk.
No, don't click the desk.
Don't click the desk. And don't kick the baby.
Do not kick the baby.
Do not kick the baby.
There are laws against that. I want to thank all of our live viewers as well, too.
Thank you,
we've
live
had
viewers.
Quite a lot.
Thank you for not being dead.
JC Fabul, William Power says hello all. We welcome you guys as well. Brian Everham. In 1997, I was in college. The Red Wings won the Stanley Cup. That was the highlight of my year.
Yeah. Wasn't really a great year all year long.
Yeah.
But it was a really solid year.
Like the
A lot of
90s
really
in
great
general. I
stuff
mean, we could
happened.
honestly wax about the 90s just being like the best.
The 90s. Look, I am unfortunately pretty much embarrassingly nostalgic about the 90s. It really is. And I don't really, because I know for a fact that I was a miserable jerk then too, but it was a different kind of misery. It was a happy.
You're not
misery.
a jerk.
Not according to Facebook.
Oh.
According to Facebook, 200.
You know those quizzes, they're not real, right? Like
people hate me.
Like, how do they even quiz that? Like,
I don't
how
know.
do they even? Do they poll? Do they say?
But I suspect.
Do they?
It's
Do
real.
they boost a post in like everyone's feed,
I
and it's
believe
like
those numbers.
Hassan Godwin, thumbs up or thumbs down?
I believe
and Gabe
they vetted
Moscow
those
is just like
numbers.
clicking thumbs down,
Yes,
like repeatedly.
probably. You don't even have a thumbs down button.
No, you don't.
So
you should have a thumbs down button.
No, you shouldn't. Do you know how bad that would be? Do you know how bad that would be? Do you know how bad that? Have you given thought to how bad that would be?
That's the day it all goes.
Yes, I don't think
like
you've
that's
given.
the day.
Look at YouTube. YouTube is a forest of horrors. It's a wilderness of terror.
We got a
right?
thumbs down on one of our videos on YouTube.
We got a couple of thumbs down.
I cried for like a couple weeks.
Really, for weeks? Really?
Well, not really.
I haven't gotten over it yet. I really haven't.
You're still shaking.
Yeah, I haven't found my way home yet.
I'm troubled by it. There's no
You are?
question
You're
about it.
troubled by
I don't
it?
want to know who
But
would
they
find
have
it.
the
I was
thumbs down.
smiling the whole time.
The big problem is they have the thumbs down.
Yeah.
So people do hit a thumbs down just for the sake of it.
So
and then
they're like a false thumbs down. Yeah.
Well,
they're
some
fake.
people in the comments
Yeah.
now threaten the people who did the thumbs down. I've seen that a bunch of times. Like
It's the
whatever
comment tree.
whatever dick thumbed, like said no about this, they're gonna get it.
That is the beauty of the internet, right? It's the self-policing. See, and those two. So for every
that is not the
negative,
beauty of the internet.
I know it's
We're gonna have to
sarcasm.
disagree with that.
For every negative comment that people have, then you have two people that make negative comments about that negative comment,
Yeah, it is-
and then two people exponentially. It's that tree.
It is an exponential.
It's a reverse pyramid.
Loop. It really is.
No, it's actually a pyramid. Pyramid starts
It's
at the
a
top.
loop.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a
like
loop.
quantum leap.
Yes. It's
Like the string theory.
Yes.
That if you tie the string
it's
together.
Infinitus. Because it just goes on and on.
It just goes
and it's
on
a
and
rabbit hole. You can't ever get out of it. Even though I suspect rabbit holes aren't that complicated to get in and out of.
So,
But I will never test it.
we were talking about New York ComicCon.
Oh, we're back to that.
And I want to know, what's the one thing you want to go see? Like, what's your big
New
thing
York
when you go to New York
Comic-Con?
Comic-Con?
You know what? Comic-Con for me,
Yeah.
I'm bad to ask this question too. Comic-Con is just like a lot of stimuli, you know?
It
'Cause
is,
there's a billion
though.
people
It
there.
is.
And I usually like to see my friends there.
Sure.
It's really a boring answer.
Like Hulk and Thor?
Yes, my friends Thor, Hulk, Spider-Man.
Yeah. You're not friends with Spider-Man.
I am friends
Such a
with
liar,
Spider-Man.
this guy.
How many times do I have to take a picture with him to prove to you that I'm his friend?
Yeah.
How many times?
Well, there's different... I feel it's a different Spider-Man every time. There's like skinny Spider-Man, there's fat Spider-Man, there's like
He
black
fluctuates.
Spider-Man.
He just fluctuates. It's hard on him, man.
Sorry, black costume Spider-Man. See what I did
Yeah,
there?
let's just keep going.
See what I did there?
Let's
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
He got bit by a radioactive spider. That does things to your thyroid. Okay?
What, he's got like the Michael Jackson like skin thing?
No, I'm talking about his weight.
Oh,
You're going
yeah,
back
yeah,
to the
yeah,
race
yeah.
thing.
Well, I did, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
you get off that.
Yeah.
Just get off that.
We're
It's
a
not
very
that
political
It's
show
not that
here.
kind of evening. It really isn't. It really isn't.
Were you ever a panel guy? Were you big on panels?
No, not really.
Did you like the Kevin Smith panels back in the day?
No.
You didn't? I
No.
liked them. I thought they were really funny.
Here's the reason. I liked Kevin Smith. I didn't like Kevin Smith fans. I didn't like 800 people dressed up like Jay and Silent
Isn't it the
Bob.
worst thing ever?
It is.
And they think they're like, this is such an original costume.
Yeah.
No one's
No,
going to be dressed like
no,
this. And then
everyone's
they're in a
dressed like
room
this.
and it's just filled with disappointment.
Yeah, it looks like a whole bunch
right?
of
It's
Ed
just a whole bunch of them.
Eds
Yeah.
and Ralph Cramptons, you know, like
They're all like, wait, how did you come up with this exact same idea to dress up this popular underground
and
cult
it's like,
character?
It's like, look, the creator is not impressed. The creator created it. He's not impressed.
Right.
He's flattered, but he's not impressed.
What
Stop
if there was
doing
like
that.
a Hassan costume? Like, what if people were out in
That
Hassan
would be
costumes?
the worst thing imaginable.
What would they dress up as? Because they can't even see you on camera, so how would they know?
So that would be worse.
Yeah.
It would be their interpretation of me.
That's
which
even
would be-
better.
Which would be terrible.
It's like modern art.
Huh?
They could have their own
Well,
booth.
some of them would be
They could
actually
sell
better
it.
than me.
They could sell it.
And I'd be like, why can't I be that?
Yeah.
Why that your interpretation of me is way better than what I actually am. See what you started?
So the correct answer was the Punisher panel, by the way. That's what you should go
That's
see.
what. Well, you didn't tell me that I was supposed to segue to that.
No, there's no
Middle of
segue. There's no segue.
Why would
I'm
I
just-
go to the Punisher panel?
I don't know. I want to go to the Punisher panel.
You do? Why?
Yeah, I do.
Why is that?
I think it is. I'm always been a fan of the character.
Oh, but you're mad about Barenthal.
He's just
You
short.
railed about
He's
him
just
last
short. He's short
He's
and
not
young.
short. It's television. Nobody's short on television.
He looked short to me.
He doesn't look
I mean, to
short.
be fair, Daredevil looks short to me too. So
And he's not.
But I feel like they cast Karen Page, who's like 7'2".
That's the thing.
And she's just like towering over everybody. Like if I was the Punisher and Daredevil, I'd be like, wow, I am actually like scared of her.
She's kind of hot though.
No, she's very nice. I think I met her. No, I don't think.
How do you not know whether you met her or not?
I can't remember if she was at the New Jersey Comic Expo last year. It probably wasn't though.
I think if you bumped into her, you'd be like, oh,
no, but I hadn't seen the show yet when I bumped into her. But someone was no, but that's. Oh, that's right. She was. Yeah. We had someone from True Blood on our show.
Yes, we did.
Kristen Anapaus. If you go check us out on SoundCloud.com/Secrets of the Sire, you can go check out our full archive of shows. I know it's very shameless. Gabe Firamasco says they canceled the Punisher panel.
Oh! Then
Thumbs
you're
down.
Not going to go see
Thumbs
that.
Down. No, I'm going to be stuck at booth 1166 the entire weekend.
That's not stuck. You're going to be there
selling exclusives.
Selling wonderfulness.
My Aaron Judge Dredd exclusive. If you go on the page, check that out.
Yeah.
Also, a print from yours. Not yours, truly. You. I was trying to say you.
It's not going to be me.
No, it's not a print of you.
No, it's not a print.
But we're gonna sell it. It's a Sire Phaser print. That
we'll see. It depends on how it comes out. If it doesn't come out like murky.
Yeah. Brian Abraham says, I liked him on Daredevil, but he's essentially Shane in the Punisher outfit minus the southern accent.
Oh, please. Brian. Get over it, dude.
Gabe is also wondering why. He says, I didn't say nothing. Why are you picking on me? Well, because Gabe's awesome.
Yeah.
The fact that Gabe is listening.
Gabe was running around loving that he was only hated by 80 people, right? And he was making everybody miserable.
Gabe's the kind of guy that I would think would be the opposite, right? Like Gabe would be like, I want to be hated by more people.
Right. Well,
like,
I was shocked. I was like, why is Gabe only hated by 80 people?
You're secretly taking pride in the fact that 287, 88, 89,
it's really
90.
Not a secret. I was like, hell yeah.
It's blatant.
I'm doing something right.
Yeah. You know who else was hated?
I'm crushing worlds.
Do you know who else was hated?
Who else was hated?
Jim Carrey, and it's a really good lead. We go spinning the racks. We do this.
You can't lead yourself.
What do you mean?
You can't lead yourself. You can't segue yourself into something.
I just did. Spinning the racks. We bring you the most fantastical pop culture news out there. Spinning the rack. Spinning the rack. This show has been an overwhelming success.
Why can't we change that?
This show has been. I gotta be honest. This is the I repositioned myself.
This is your favorite.
We haven't had a Facebook malfunction. I've been up since 4:30. This is our best show to date.
Yeah, until tomorrow. Until you listen to it.
You know what's funny? We walk out of here going like, "This was we messed this up. We were terrible here," and then we listen back and go, "This was pretty good."
Yeah.
So we're gonna have the reverse.
So tomorrow, like, holy crap, man!
Effect today.
I don't know why we're still on the air. We're gonna get fired.
We can't fire ourselves. Well, actually, I guess
we'll fire ourselves.
Jim Carrey dishes on Tommy Lee Jones's hatred for him during Batman Forever.
Tommy Lee Jones hates Jim Carrey.
Oh my gosh! The Funny Man sat down with Norm Macdonald, where he discussed.
They were the Riddler and Two-Face. Right.
So he discussed encountering Jones at a restaurant before they had to do the biggest scene together in the 1995 Batman Forever.
95.
Underrated.
The 90s again.
Yeah,
what?
Underrated.
No.
Batman Forever was excellent. That wasn't the George Clooney one. Remember, not the George Clooney one. That was the Val Kilmer one. An underrated Batman.
How are you saying that movie was excellent? How are you saying that movie was excellent?
Whoa, I said underrated.
You just said it was excellent.
Well, yes, I think it's excellent, but I'd say no. But I was saying underrated. Did I say excellent?
Yes.
Well, I do, but I thought it was underrated.
No, but you said
Did
it was
I say
excellent? Yes.
Underrated Batman Forever.
So you take it excellent back.
I would say it's better than Batman 2 from Tim Burton, the second Batman. With Catwoman.
Oh.
I think it's better than that.
Wow.
I think it's much better than that. I thought that movie was awful.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, it was very...
but it was in the spirit. Except for when Batman blew some guy up in the sewer. But it was in the spirit.
Wouldn't it be funny if that was what inspired Zack Snyder to make that movie? He's like, I've been dying to make this movie so he could...
I was young when I saw that, and I was like, that is Batman. Yeah. Someone finally captured it for me. And when I grow up, I'm going to ruin everything.
So they were about to do the biggest scene together in the underrated 1995 Batman Forever flick.
Not underrated.
Jim Carrey went over and said, "Hey Tommy, how you doing?" And the blood just drained from his face like he had been thinking about me 24 hours a day. The blood just drained from his face. He started shaking and he got up and must have been in mid-kill me fantasy or something. Carrey explained around the 1 minute mark, around the 1 hour mark. He went to hug me and said, "I hate you. I really don't like you." I said, "Gee, man, what's the problem?" I pulled up a chair, which probably wasn't smart, and he said, "I cannot sanction your buffoonery."
Wow.
Doesn't that sound like Tommy Lee? Like, that sounds exactly like verbatim what a Tommy Lee Jones would say.
But that he would hug him? and say I hate you?
Well, that's like the kiss of death, like the hug of death.
Yeah,
So
I
Tommy
guess
Lee
so.
Jones subscribes to the
Can't.
hug of death.
Yeah. I could see Tommy Lee Jones kind of ripping. I could see him ripping into just anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes too many people at all.
No.
You know who I'm sure he dislikes?
Who? Will Smith? You think so?
Yeah.
Because he's a racist?
Yeah. No. No. He's Southern, but no.
That's a drop. Boom.
No.
Mark it down. Mark it down. This one I'm really excited about. M. Night Shyamalan is shooting Glass. It begins shooting in Philadelphia.
Shamalunga ding dong.
Glass. You know what that is? Universal Pictures in Buena Vista announced today that principal photography has begun
clear
on
substance
Glass
that we put in our
for the explosive all-new comic book
windows.
thriller.
Oh, that's a thing.
The
It's
writer,
actually,
director, producer. Don't you know what that is?
I'm indicating that I don't by being facetious.
The
about
writer,
it.
producer, director brings together the narratives of two of his standout originals: 2000's Unbreakable from Touchstones and last year's Split from Universal. What you're looking forward to as Glass begins shooting.
Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Mr. Glass who puts them
Yeah,
together.
from Unbreakable, Bruce Willis returns as David Dunn, as Samuel L. Jackson as Elijah Price.
Well, Split was his first
only-
hit since ever,
Yeah.
right?
Joining from Split are James McAvoy reprising his role as Kevin Wendell Crumb and the multiple identities who reside within him, and Anna Taylor. So he's like doing like a Dark Tower thing now.
Yeah, or kind of a kind
Or
of
like a Marvel Universe kind of thing.
no, a kind of twisted Justice League kind of
Yeah.
situations where he's bringing everybody together.
Like, how exciting is that? Now,
That is
now
pretty
you need his
exciting.
like old fat, what's his face, Haley Joel Osment, and like everything is complete.
Yeah.
No, he's big now. He's a big dude now.
Haley Joe.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He doesn't look that great either because his face stayed the same, but he widened out.
He's still got the
So
face from
front of
Forrest
his-
Gump.
Yeah, he's still got that face.
Forrest Gump face.
He does, but it expanded.
Terrific actor.
He's a fantastic actor, but
Ballooned.
yes,
Ballooned.
he did.
Very much
Everything
so.
that worked for him as a kid does not work for him as an adult. That's
So-
a sad thing.
Next week, we're going to go post New York Comic Con. So for a couple things, again, check us out, both of us out, booth 1166. Check us out at Buddy Scalera's panels.
Me only Friday.
I'll be on. Well, you'll be only on the show on Friday, but we'll both be at the panel from 11 to 1:30. We'll be doing two panels with Buddy Scalera. They're the comic book educational ones.
Yes, we will.
Please go check us out at New York Comic Con. We got really cool stuff, and we're going to be doing some really cool things. We're going to be live streaming all weekend, and then we're going to be hungover. And then we're going to do next week's show.
Whoa.
We're going to welcome...
Wait, we're drinking? Are we going to be drinking during the show?
We're going to be drinking all the way till Tuesday. We're going to welcome Penny for Your Souls, Tom Hutchinson. He's going to give us his take. He's been a comic book publisher for 10 years now. On his new Kickstarter, the state of the comic book industry, Comic-Cons, and why I'm protesting my fantasy football defeat to him. I keep playing like all the best teams.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
Secrets
Now
of
you're
the
in your own
Sire.
planet.
See you next week.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
Who do you want to connect with?
Are you an entrepreneur or intrapreneur looking to build your following?
Welcome to our show.
Follow Me Friday with Joan
and Priya.
Tune in every Friday at noon Eastern
on talkradio.nyc.
We're your digital connectors. Woo woo!
Hey, all you crazy listeners. Looking to boost your business? Why not advertise on Talking Alternative with very reasonable rates? Interested? Simply email at info@talkingalternative.com.
Are you into comics, movies, and pop culture at large? What about music and TV? Then you're in for a treat. This is Michael Dolce, your host on TalkingAlternative.com. I've been professionally writing comic books, screenplays, and music articles for almost 15 years. Catch my show, Secrets of the Sire, at its new primetime slot, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and get the inside scoop on the pop culture universe you love to talk about. For more info, go to secretsofthesire.com.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network at www.talkingalternative.com. Now, broadcasting 24 hours a day. Talking Alternative.
Hi, this is Rob Kay.
And I'm Callie Alpert.
And we're hosts of The Rob and Callie Show. Are you looking for a show that talks about real stuff like life, love, the pursuit of being yourself?
Then you have come to the right place because we cover topics ranging from chivalry to gratitude to your relationship with money and everything in between.
So listen to us on The Rob and Callie Show Tuesdays, 8 to 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on talkradio.nyc.
Are you a conscious co-creator? Are you on a quest to raise your vibration and your consciousness? I'm Sam Leibowitz, your conscious consultant, and on my show, The Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity, we will touch upon all these topics and more. Listen live at our new time on Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern Time. That's The Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity, Thursdays 12 noon on talkradio.nyc.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.